Hello and welcome to another episode on Maritime Radar, and Happy New Year to you. Nigeria, situated along the Gulf of Guinea in West Africa, boasts of a vast coastline that stretches over 850 kilometers and encompasses a maritime territory abundant with untapped potential. At 90 trillion naira based on 2017 estimates, the value of Nigeria's maritime assets is about 10 times the size of Nigeria's budget of 2018 at 9.12 trillion naira. Nigeria's maritime assets have long remained a source of intrigue, offering a treasure trove of opportunities for economic growth, strategic development, and international trade. As Nigeria seeks to diversify its economy and leverage its natural resources, harnessing its maritime assets has emerged as a pivotal agenda for 2024. How the Nigerian Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy will harness its maritime assets and ocean resources to meet stakeholders' expectations are some of the issues that will be on the front burner on today's show. I'm Nneoma Obi-Asualo. Nigeria stands to gain so much by embracing opportunities in the blue economy, as it offers an avenue for economic diversification away from the over-reliance on crude oil. The fisheries and aquaculture sector holds immense potential for Nigeria's economic development. With a coastline stretching over 850 kilometers, Nigeria possesses abundant fishery resources. However, due to limited infrastructure, outdated fishing techniques, and inadequate regulatory frameworks, Nigeria's fishery sector remains largely underdeveloped. Therefore, investing in modern fishing technologies, improving infrastructure, and implementing effective regulations, Nigeria can significantly increase its fish production both for domestic consumption and export. This will not only boost the economy but enhance food security and alleviate poverty in coastal communities. The blue economy brings with it opportunities in maritime transport, as over 80% of global trade is moved by sea. Renewable energy is another opportunity the blue economy offers, as Nigeria's vast water resources provides an ideal environment for the development of hydroelectric power and other forms of renewable energy. Coastal tourism also provides a huge opportunity, as Nigeria's beautiful coastlines, diverse marine ecosystem is an attractive destination for both domestic and international tourists. Investing also in marine research and education geared towards a better understanding of how to manage ocean resources, clear and effective regulations and governance structures that manage ocean resources and prevent illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing activities. Of course, collaboration with international communities to promote regional cooperation in managing shared ocean resources. All these will set the pace for maritime development in Nigeria and the African continent at large. Before we get further into today's lineup on the program, let's find out the latest in maritime news.
The Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria, MWUN, has threatened to shut Nigeria's seaports from Tuesday, January 9, over the alleged continued refusal of international oil companies, IOCs, and stevedoring contractors to comply with extant laws. In a statement, the President General of the Union, Adewale Adeyanju, said all jetties, oil and gas platforms would be shut, adding that the union had written a series of letters, press releases, issued ultimatums, while marine notices have been given by NIMASA, as well as several ministerial orders, yet nothing has changed. He said these were continuously ignored by the management of Nigerian Port Authority. Adeyanju further stated that the union is therefore demanding a total compliance of IOCs to the stevedoring regulations in line with the communique signed by all the relevant stakeholders in the sector. Given the NPA's regulatory and oversight responsibility, it is expected that the NPA would use its authority to ensure respect for law and regulations in the dealings of the IOCs that make use of the services of the stevedoring companies and, by extension, members of MWUN as workers in the IOC's employment. President Bola Tinubu has sacked 4 of the 6 executive directors of the Nigerian Ports Authority (NPA) and the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency (NIMASA) and appointed new ones. The president retained 2 of the current executive directors in the same agencies. NPA and NIMASA are both agencies under the Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy and have 3 executive directors each. The special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Ajuri Ngelale, in a statement said that Tinubu made the new appointments as part of efforts to transform the marine and blue economy sector. According to Ngelale, the president approved the appointments with a firm belief that the new appointees will expeditiously and efficiently execute their collective mandate to create the conditions required to significantly raise the contribution of the marine and blue economy sector to the nation's GDP. As part of concerted efforts to fast-track the establishment of an inland dry port in the north-central state of Nasarawa, the state governor has directed the Attorney General to meet with the management of the Nigerian Shippers Council (NSC) to fine-tune arrangements. The Executive Secretary and Chief Executive Officer of NSC, Payo Sakuta, after a closed-door meeting with the governor of Nasarawa State, Abdullahi Suli, said that the governor has already issued directives on how the project can be actualized for the benefits of shippers in the state. He further stated that establishing an inland dry port in the area would assist to bring shipping facilities nearer to the hinterland as well as decongest the seaports. Akuta believes that the dry port project in many parts of the country will boost employment opportunities for Nigerians and increase substantial revenue generation for the government. In his remarks, Governor Sule noted that given Nasarawa produces a large volume of sesame seed that can be massively exported, it qualifies to host an inland dry port to handle these and other export products. The Nigerian Shippers Council, as the port's economic regulator, is facilitating the development of inland dry port projects in the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria.
If you are just joining us, this is Maritime Radar. 2023 saw the creation of the Marine and Blue Economy Ministry by Nigeria's President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This brought a lot of excitement among stakeholders. The pioneer minister Adegboyega Oyetola took a great initiative to bring together stakeholders, harvest ideas that will drive the ministry. 2024 is here, and there are expectations. How will the minister implement these ideas to bring about the long-awaited or even over-awaited transformation in the maritime sector is what Captain Tajudeen Alao, President, Nigerian Association of Master Mariners, will help us dissect on today's show. Don't go away. It's good to have you on the show, and Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you, my sister.
August 2023 saw the birth of the new Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy, and our pioneer minister, who is Adegboyega Oyetola. During last year, he went through a tour, and he also engaged stakeholders to harvest ideas on how to drive the new marine and blue economy. Do you think the minister has enough ideas, have been able to harvest enough ideas to be able to drive the new Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy?
Thank you very much. Yes, this new ministry is what we have been fighting for years. So the industry welcomed the new ministry, and the industry welcomed the pioneer minister. And it started on a good note by bringing stakeholders out, not individually, not departmentally, sorting ideas, exchanging views, and collecting data on the way forward. I think we have enough materials on the ground. He has enough, more than enough, for him to come out with way forward.
So what is your expectations in 2024, having been able to harvest this idea? So what is your expectations of the new minister?
What is more important is the governance and the management policy. With what he has, I'm sure he should come out with that to be able to drive the industry players. They must know that it's no more business as usual. It's not the way they used to do things. They have to do things properly now. Sustainability is the key word. The minister must give the direction in his guideline and policy on what is expected of every branch from every player in the industry. And I believe with that, monitoring can be easy to carry out, and then we shall start to gain, to see the gain of the new ministry, of the blue economy.
You agree with me that the new ministry has a lot of subsectors, and it wouldn't be easy when it comes to funding and whatever to be able to harness all the subsectors on the same hand. So what do you think, or what are the key sectors you think are first that the minister should be able to give consideration in 2024?
First of all, this government needs money, income to drive the economy. This government needs to plug all the loopholes for leakages. And in doing so, the focus should be on the port operations. Okay. It's very, very important. If the port operation is efficient, if the cargo evacuation is proper, it will attract foreign ships to come into our port. It will reduce cost of doing business within the port. Already we have a standing manual on ease of doing business. This should be dusted and followed to the letter. The port operation, the harbors, I believe should be the priority. Every other thing, because remember, it's the gateway to the economy of Nigeria. Every other thing will come into play after that.
So talk us through the steps that should be taken to harness, because you mentioned a port, and you'll agree with me that we have infrastructural challenge when it comes to the port. So what do you think should be done? And it's going to take a huge financial order to be able to accept that.
A fact on the ground, it is capital intensive, but we must do it. And we must do it in an efficient way so that we save money. Most of the infrastructures we have, they are old now. So, and shipping is dynamic. Modern ships, technology is on ground. So, technology-driven industry cannot be dragging dilapidated ports. So quickly, they should put structure in place to make sure there is a facelift, especially as far as operation is concerned. Cargo evacuation should be reformed so that as cargo is being discharged, they are being evacuated from the port access road. Is very, very important. If they remove the fraud involved in this, it's very easy to achieve. I don't know why it's taking 10 years to be able to put in place a system that will evacuate cargo from our ports.
Okay, talk us through steps that you think should be taken to harness this maritime assets, because the most important thing about all we are talking about is economic development. So
Thank you very much. Look, if government already, it is a worldwide cry in Rio 2020, this idea of blue economy, the sustainable exploration of the resources, there are many advantages to boost the economy of Nigeria, if well harnessed, without damaging what we have on the ground. Employment opportunity for our people, income generation for government, those two, they are very key, because once we can focus our energy on this and pointer to say, look, many people can go into artisanal fishing. Many businessmen can go into mechanical, commercial fishing. Then what are we doing? We are creating jobs. We are creating jobs for the security agents who will secure the water. We are going to buy platforms to support them. It is a multiplier effect. Ships will have confidence to come into Nigeria. Then there are two other areas that is important. STS, ship-to-ship transfer. Are we bringing it back to Nigeria? Because now it's in Cotonou, Lomé, triangle axis. And we have to think out of the box. The ship owners will be reluctant because they cannot earn dollar if the origin is offshore. So, federal government is going to give a waiver. Shipping is international, it's in dollars. Come back, we provide security to make sure there are no criminal activities going on there. We monitor the ship that bring cargo. Not that they will bring one shipload, they will say 10 shiploads. So everybody will be engaged. Everybody will be engaged. And the suppliers, water suppliers, bunker suppliers, repairmen, repairing these ships, logistics for people, our medical industry, providing medical facility for crew on board. We used to have about 300 ships outside there. Imagine the economic boom and the shipping agency business, which is very, very important. I wish I could tell the minister, because most of these big shipping companies, the shipping agency business is being done abroad. It should be domiciled in Nigeria. That's the core area of international shipping, because they have to remit the owner of the ship will have to send money, dollars, to the agents to take care of all this support system and then pay the government, because the custom agent and the shipping agent, they have custom license to do it. But now, maybe one or two companies is getting local agents. The rest, we must investigate and make sure that that area of shipping is, I don't want to mention the name of the companies, but we must bring it back to Nigeria.
Okay,
that way it will boost.
Still on shipping, we will go on a short break because we are due for a break. When we return, we will look at indigenous shipping, but that will be after the short break. Please stay with us.
New Central TV, Africa's #1 storyteller, has come with the best of both worlds. With a combination of news app and live TV, we ensure that you keep track of the latest headlines, breaking news, and in-depth analysis from professional journalists from around the continent. Download the New Central TV app on Android and iOS and get started today. Don't forget to follow us on New Central's social media platforms. New Central, Africa first.
If you are just joining us, this is Maritime Radio, and I still have with me Captain Tajudeen Alao. He is the president of Nigerian Association of Master Mariners. Well, before we went on the break, you were talking about shipping, and I want us to narrow it down. Nigeria is an import-dependent nation, and I'm sure you will. And we are not a shipping nation in the real sense of it, because foreigners have taken over our shipping industry. So, how do you think we should? What should be done to be able to fund indigenous shipping? And what is the role of a national fleet?
Thank you very much. In this country before, we used to have a big fleet. From fishing industry alone, about 385 ships fishing our waters. On international shipping, Nigerian National Shipping Line, 27 ships. Astrop Lines, Nigerian Far East Line, Arosho Dikpo, Nigerian Green Lines. We have, and they were all operating in this country. Now, we don't have anyone. We should reverse the clock and bring our people back, because the expertise they have. They can charter ship, they can trade if government backs them up with cargo. especially government cargo should purely be for indigenous people. And then the banks, Nexim Bank, Bank of Industry, then the CVFF. They are used at a time, there was the shipping development, ship acquisition that was in the old NMA Act. They should bring it back for international shipping trade. As cabotage ship financing system should bring it back. I don't know why this money is being held up for so many years, because the rules and regulations
to disperse it is clear.
It's very clear. It's very clear, and it's not government money. I will repeat, it's not government money. It is a levy as contribution to build up capital to support indigenous shipping fleet. And when we have it, we have what we call a national fleet. National carrier is government sponsored. Private carrier is a contributor to the national fleet. And when we combine the two, they are going to play the role we should be playing we were going all over the world. Niger Brass, going to Brazil, Fulawiyo, going to Europe, Arosodipo, going to the Far East, National Line, going to all over the world, combined. We need to capture that net back. And there is role that the national fleet as a nation. Iran has over 120 ships. They are under sanction, international sanction, political sanction. But they are able to survive because they have their own fleet carrying their cargo. During the COVID-19 red line, no fly zone for plane, ships were moving. If any ship decide they are not coming to Nigeria, what do? We shall starve. Economic blockade. If we have our own ship, we go. With Iranian ship, we can go and stay in Vancouver for 3 months, waiting to carry grain. Go to Brazil, iron ore. Go to Australia, carry grain. What do we have now? We have foreign ships bringing goods for us. Foreign ships. That's under UNCTAD, that 40%, we are not playing any role in it. So we are really shooting ourselves in the leg. As I said, if we have our fleet, we are going to create jobs, and government is going to have income. If we have a conducive atmosphere for shipping to come into Nigeria by providing all the services, because under the international practice, Category C of IMO, special interest in providing services, marine transportation and navigation. If everything is in place, ships will come. Technology transfer will be there. Electronics repair people will work. Mechanical people will work.
And they will create jobs.
You will tax income. In fact, the multiplier effect is so enormous. The whole place is in the doldrum now.
So since the indigenous shippers cannot access this CVFF fund, which is actually theirs, so what other means? I heard you mention BOI and Nexim Bank. So why are they not?
There must be cargo guarantee. It's private.
Okay.
So you must have employment. Okay. And if this employment that the foreigners are taking, if they are guaranteed for Nigerians, you understand? Then surely they can say, I have employment, I need money to get the platform to do it. It's very stupid. If the man giving money is not sure where his payment will come from, then it's tough. So government must guarantee the percentage. Look, United Nations, in their own wisdom, saw it and they say 40-40-20. 40% for origin, 40% for destination, 20% for freelance. So we should take advantage of that 40% and secure it for the international trade. For the indigenous, for the local trade cabotage, it's 100% for Nigerians. So, if we say we don't have ship, the jobs are not given to us, then there can be no money to buy the platform to partake in it.
Okay, moving away from shipping, how critical that is, we could spend the whole day talking about it because it's very critical, especially for a country like Nigeria. Looking at the projection growth of the shipbuilding and ship repair subsector to about 23 trillion tons by 2060. So what should Nigeria do to be able to tap into these very huge resources ahead of us?
Sincerely, we have many old ships. We have ships that are 30 years, 20 years. This is job for our local ship yard. And therefore, government should support them. They gave ship acquisition. There was no ship repair money until that area went down. Even now, they should resuscitate it so that there is job for our people to do. Foreign ships coming, they need repair. They need fabrication. They need all this. It's money. It's dollar. It's employment for our people. The ships that are in existence, they need to be surveyed annually. They must be repaired. So they should focus on this area, get our engineer busy, our naval architect, our shipwright, our plumbers and co, and then let them. There is no excuse that my ship cannot be repaired in Nigeria. I'm taking it to Dakar. I'm taking it to Sierra Leone. Except for the biggest ships, the other ships, we can do them in Nigeria if government also give incentives to and encouragement to the players in the industry.
I must thank you most kindly for your time and thought on the show as we look forward to the minister being able to harness all these ideas and to be able to drive the marine and blue economy. I must say thank you again. It's been Captain Tajudeen Alao. He is the president, Nigerian Association of Master Mariners. I thank you most kindly for your thoughts on the show.
Thank you very much, madam.
Africa needs its own storytellers, people who understand the continent because they're from it. People who know that news is more than just a conversation starter, it's our stories. Because these stories run deeper than headlines and segments. It's about digging deeper to get the facts and telling the human side of every single story, not just the echoes from foreign headlines and perspectives. It's time to take back our narratives and share them in our voices. The birth of Africa's New Age reporting, and this is where it begins, right here at News Central TV, with stories that put Africa first.
And that's our show this week. I hope you learned a lot about the ministry. Join us every week on Maritime Radio as we explore potentials that will ensure the development of the maritime sector in Africa. You can also expect the latest in global and local maritime news, plus industry insights right here. I'm Nneoma, Obi-Asualo. Many thanks for your time and see you again next week.